Oh, perfectly timed, everyone. Welcome, and I've just seen a technical issue I'll have to fix in a moment, to episode 4 of Rime the Frostmaiden. Before we get into it, we do have a couple of announcements. The first one being, I will quickly throw to Dan while I quickly fix up one of the cameras here.
Oh, yes. The announcement that I was definitely prepared to talk about, and it was definitely about the... Oh, hey, I don't know if you guys noticed, if you go on your Spotify right now, you might, in your search for Raging Rolls, you might notice that we have a podcast now. You can listen to our craziness in your ear holes now without video. Like, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. I apologize for the terrible accent that I do, that you'll be able to hear much clearer on the podcast than you can on Twitch. Oh my God. But yeah, head on over. I assume there is a link in the chat now if you want to go and follow us and enjoy the insanity again. And I'm going to throw back to Jez now if he's finished doing his thing, because I've talked a lot.
Thanks, Dan. Yes, I'm pretty excited to have that podcast out there. I haven't got a link just off the tip of my fingers right now, but I'll definitely share one in the Discord and on our socials over the next couple of days. Other news. What other news do we have? We have a giveaway tonight. Thanks to our sponsor, Behold Games. We have a fantastic set of dice available for up for grabs tonight. Let me just bring it on screen now. Please work. It is not working, is it? Oh, that is the wrong screen. There we go. There's this fantastic set of dice available. Glacial Mountain Dice, I think they're called. So stick around. I will start that giveaway momentarily. And that'll be...
Man, I want to enter.
They are very pretty. They're nice and glittery. They look like snow.
They look like if I licked them, my tongue would get stuck to them.
When we're talking to friends at Behold Games, we were talking about the campaign we're playing, and they gave us just the perfect set of dice to give away tonight for Life in Icewind Dale. What other announcements do we have? I think there was one more that I've forgotten.
No. Well, have you shown the fine folks on the Twitch the new logo that Jared designed?
Well, no, they might have seen it if they tuned in earlier. Let me flick back to our pre-show screen just momentarily. There it is. Just a quick flash of that fantastic new logo. You'll see more of that in a moment.
Jeremy,
thank you to
flash people on Twitch.
Can, will, did.
Just did.
I think that's all our announcements. So with that, we're going to get started.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
And we're back. So, first reveal of the new trailer. Who liked that? That was awesome. I had lots of fun putting that together, and thanks for everyone's input and feedback and making sure that thing's sort of light of day today.
So hot.
I still have issues with cameras.
Yeah, no,
I need to fix that.
And thingy are coming through on the stream.
The character art says that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the character art.
The good news is, if you're listening on Spotify, none of us are coming through on the screen.
Yeah.
Just
Do you have audio though, or is it just?
I have your audio.
I mean, that's not the end of the world.
No,
Definitely
no,
We're
no.
definitely a bunch of faces for podcasts, aren't we?
Yeah.
We really are.
Speak for yourself. I'm a peach.
I definitely have a face for listening to.
That's just like a fancy way of saying butt.
No, he's saying peaches, 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 peaches.
What about
Ah.
millions of peaches? Peaches for me.
Why? There we go. Now we're all back. One big happy family. You guys should not be seeing that. You guys should all be seeing that.
Peaches for free.
Peaches for me.
What's life without a few technical issues as we kick things off?
Yes.
It would be ranging rolls without it.
That's exactly right. Okay.
Giveaway. Go.
Giveaway. Wait. Giveaway. Wait.
Give it away.
All right.
Give it away now.
Giveaway has now started to be in the running to win that fantastic set of Glacial Moonstone dice. Enter exclamation giveaway in the chat now. Winner will be drawn at the end of our stream.
Wearing, like,
Just
fingers.
hold on, guys. I'm making a fake account so I can win that dice.
Cool. Right. Let's get started, shall we? So last we left off, it's late in the night. The group has just dealt with the death of the town's speaker to the frigid cold and have now gone their separate ways to find rest for the night. Beatrice and Greykov, as you find your way south, you find your way to the Buried Treasures Inn. Reaching there, you do find Zane milling about, helping out Cora, the owner of the Buried Treasures Inn. You are now met up once more.
Greetings, fellow travellers.
Well, you did
Back
not
for the
die.
night. No, but I was freezing cold.
Yes, I think perhaps we should have a quiet word. There's something you should probably know about, given we've all been, like, acquainted, I suppose. You should probably tell him, don't you think?
Yeah,
I don't
perhaps we
see
could
why
find a
not.
room without this lady.
So what should you be telling me?
We just, like, usher you away from, like, the lady in the tavern, I guess.
Okay.
So while you were here, we kind of took the speaker back to his residence, and then he dropped dead.
So the old fool bites the dust, eh?
Yes, but that's not all, you see, because shortly after his demise, there was a right amount of cold that overcame us and crept from the ground up over the building and then burst forth through the windows were all sorts of this frost-like imps, demons, something. I don't know what they were, but when they died, they exploded, and there was ice shards everywhere.
Frosty and unpleasant.
Most.
Seems interesting. I've never heard of any. What did you just call them? Ice demon?
Something like that. I guess I have some concerns if we're associated with his recent passing, that there might be something after us as well now.
Yeah, these little ice things, they turned up just as he died.
You think they're somehow attached to him?
Possibly, given that if he's the speaker and Oral has, I guess, a penchant of terrifying them. Wasn't he seen in having an argument with the druid, I believe? You know, the druid that animated the lake monster.
Yeah, I think
Like-
so.
Out of character for me, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that correctly, but I'm not 100%
I think
sure.
they had a disagreement.
Like minions? Do his bidding? It's a shame. Could have used my warhammer. That would have warmed me up a little bit.
Yes, I think the others went to go stay at Boz's house, I believe. But did you know anything about, like, you're new to this area, aren't you?
Extremely new. I've only been here for a couple of days, but I've been around the area for about 2 months traveling here and there to different towns.
Well, in your experience with the other towns, did they have the same kind of burdens of sacrifice of warmth? Or is that unique to here?
I feel like that's very unique to here. I'm unsure about the other towns, but wasn't really paying attention to any suffering or anything. I was sort of focused on my goal. So moving around to town was I just finding the information, didn't have anything, I moved on.
Right. So there hasn't been any other strange, occurrences?
Don't know. Out of character, would I know anything that just seems a bit strange? I don't think I would.
Give me a history check.
Yeah, history check. Let's do it. That was a 12 history check.
In passing through the couple of towns you have, you would have heard that, oral of Frostmaiden is kind of a big deal, and that sacrifices are made in other towns.
Okay. Would I know exactly what they are, or just there is sacrifices, but unsure?
Given the time you've spent in the area, unsure.
Okay. Yes, as far as I'm aware, the other towns do have sacrifices, but they're very different to what they are here. You don't sacrifice warmth, but I'm unsure. I can't give you a very firm answer on that.
Interesting. Well, I think possibly it could be good, maybe not today, or maybe today. What time is it?
It is currently 11 o'clock.
At nighttime?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so definitely not today. No one's going to be awake. You'd be like, answer my questions, knocking on the door, and they'd be like, duh, you're under arrest. Right. Well, tomorrow I do believe that something ominous may occur, given that it is now, the eve of the new moon, which is tomorrow. So if we're going to find out any information to try and prepare ourselves for what may come, tomorrow is the day to do it. But for now, if we are going to get our long rests, we better go and kip in.
It's a bad idea. A long rest would be a good idea.
So you find your way up to your rooms. Cora is kind enough to offer you the one remaining room she had. Between the three of you, you now have 2 rooms. Jorgen and Tolben, you make your way towards Tolben's home, passing the 5 Tavern Centre. One of the taverns, the River's Mouth, still emits light through dark, murky windows, and a muffled tune can be heard. The other taverns are now dark and cold. Footprints litter the ground as locals have found their way home for the night. You continue walking, adding to the footprints in the snow as you pass through the 5 Tavern Centre. Reaching Tolben's house, the air inside his small home smells of earth and carrots.
Well, it's
I'm just trying to think what an overwhelming smell of carrots is.
just like an overwhelming smell of root vegetables in general, I think. It smells delightful though, right?
Smells fresh.
Well, Jorgen, it's humble. It's it's mostly just me here now. The wife's gone, but feel free to find a spot in the warmth. There's plenty of warmth.
Just anywhere that's warm at this point.
Look, that whole frost thing. I haven't seen a lot of that stuff for a long time. It's been a long time now, just making sure everyone's fed. You seen anything like that?
I mean, not like that specifically. No. I've seen ice giants and frozen dire wolves. You name it. There's a lot of big and nasty stuff out there, but small and waspy and that's a new one. Add that to the menagerie of shit.
Look, I won't dig on your past or what you've been through, but you saying you've seen frost wolves and frost giants and dire wolves doesn't surprise me. You seem to handle yourself pretty well in there. I think that this is something we haven't really had a lot of around here, to be honest. It's been cold, but there hasn't been too many monsters of late. This whole Nessie thing, now this Frosty things, this is all a little bit beyond me. Back in the day with the when I used to spend a lot more time outside in the forests, I saw a lot more of that, but it's a little bit worrying that it's come so close to town.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was triggered by his death, or if it was a hit that was about to go down and we were just there.
Yeah.
Like, was it meant for us? Was it meant for him? Was it revenge? Spite? Yeah. I'd like to... I mean, fingers crossed we're not getting blamed for that.
No, look, Boz and I have been around here for a long time. We'll be able to make sure that we don't cop the flack for that. Hey, look, Grey Cop seemed to think maybe he had some ideas a little bit beyond maybe what I was thinking. I'm not one for the arts, though. The arcane arts is not my space. What do you think? You got much in the way of that? You understand the arcane stuff much?
I am very good at putting giant holes in things. And no, not arcane in nature. Just bloody and ragged in nature.
Yeah, I concur. Look, you definitely put some holes in things. All right. Look, it's been a day. It's absolutely been a day. I'm still hungover from Boz's house the other night. Find a spot in the corner, curl up on the couch. I'm gonna go and crash. And look, not everyone loves carrots. What? You got anything else you prefer? Any sort of root vegetable? You want a sweet potato or something?
You got
some people like berries.
Catnip.
Look, if you want to venture outside, there's a whole heap of things growing around the side that I don't declare to the speaker. Well, I wouldn't have declared to the speaker. But if you want to go and test out what's around there, go for it. Hey, maybe
I'm not headed back out.
Huh?
I'm not headed back out. I'm staying where it's warm, at least for now. So this sounds pretty miserable when the fires go out.
Yeah. No, tomorrow's going to be a bit of a miserable day. Hey, look, I don't know if you need to speak it that well. I know you're not really been around a long time, but Boz and I knew him pretty well. We might try and organize a little something for him tomorrow, or at least have a chat to the right people. But look, for the moment, get a sleep, and I'll try and generate something for you in the morning.
How does a man like that, who's clearly lost his marbles, hold such sway?
He hasn't always lost his marbles. He was a pretty wise guy. The reason he was a speaker is that he was, he wasn't always so dead behind the eyes.
Is that a position you hold for life, or is it an elected thing?
I mean, he's been there for a long time. He's the oldest guy. He's the wisest guy. But of late, something's been different about him. This whole wandering out on the ice stuff is a bit concerning. But
sometimes the kindest thing you can do is put them down.
I mean, I don't want anyone to fall in a fucking river and die, though. That's not really that's not good. I would have rather he was just healed. I did try and heal him a few times, but as much as I told Boz earlier, death is a part of death. Also, living is good.
But death is a part of death.
Hey, look, while we're at it, if you want a quick nip, we'll just grab a quick nip and then we'll curl up, I reckon. Find a spot in the corner. I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Boz, as you leave the town hall, the speaker's place, you know that the fastest way to your home from the town hall is behind the taverns. The small streets feel even darker and narrower tonight after what's already transpired. Parting company with
Yeah.
Jorgen and Tolben. You tell them you'll find him in the morning before heading off into the dark. As you round the corner and see your front door, you hear a whisper from an unused space between two houses. Psst,
What?
psst. Hey you, can you help me?
Oh yeah, like you okay? Like why don't you come out? I can't see you. Where are you?
As you walk towards this strange voice, the owner of the voice steps forward. The dim light of the nightly aurora shows you the cold and grey face of a woman. She wears thick, ragged furs and a large ring of spiked bones around her shoulders that holds a fur cloak over her. She smiles a devilish grin as she reaches her hands to the sky
Reach for my blade.
and quickly swings him down, making a circle. You hear her speak some kind of incantation. Around you, you hear nothing else. The air leaves you almost at once. Make a deck save, please, boss.
Oh shit.
This is the end of Boz, I guess. It's been good, mate.
That'd be a 15.
Not 10, not 20, but 25 different spikes of ice quickly grow from the walls on either side of you and just pierce you through from all angles. Their tips now coated in your blood on the other side.
Just the tip.
Just the tips are covered in blood. The woman steps forward and puts her face up to yours. Blood spilling from your mouth as you stare back in silent horror. You do not try to persuade the beast of the lake to do your bidding. The creature answers only to me. Let this be a warning to the rest of those wannabe saviors. The night belongs to the Frostmaiden. Icewind Dale belongs to the Frostmaiden. The beast will keep these people in check. It will keep them in line. And you are my gift, my sacrifice to her. You take 38 points of damage from the ice spikes.
Oh. Yeah. I'm dead.
Your pincushion.
I'm dead. Like straight out. I only have 16 hit points. I only have 16 hit points.
As you sit there and hang from these spikes, your body starting to go limp. She pulls something from her waist. And this, as she removes a scarf tied to her waist. Let this be a demonstration of the Frostmaiden's power and will. She takes that scarf and she scrunches it up and stuffs piece by piece into your mouth. The blood coming out of your mouth soaking this thing almost entirely through. She begins to walk away, but pauses and looks over her shoulder at your body, hanging on spikes of ice, and quietly says, "For the Queen of the Rime." The last thing you see is her morphing into a wolf and exiting out the back of the alley into the night.
Told you gonna die, wolves.
Beatrice and Greykov and Zane, can you each give me a perception check?
Sure. Can you roll for me, please?
Deception. Yep. Where's yours?
Mm.
Oh, I got a natural
I
20.
rolled a 14.
Sweet.
Where did I go? Can you go over to the...
Sorry.
So you
20,
each...
5.
I got a 14.
Cool. You each see, as you're getting yourselves ready for the night, movement in the window, off in the distance, in the night. You can just make it out. The silhouette of something that looks like a dog walking on the horizon. You see that it slows to a stop. It almost looks like its head turns and looks directly at you for a moment, before it turns back and carries on its way into the night. Good news is that you all get a long rest.
Was that it from where we saw it? Was it close to the buildings?
The longest
it
of
had
rests.
come out of the building.
It was out of the buildings and off, heading off into the tundra.
Yeah, so it looked like it had come from the town.
Hard to tell, given the moment you saw it in.
I sort of, because I was sharing a room. I don't know. Probably. Do those beastie things come into town very often? Is that like a normal thing they do?
The wolves, generally, no. I wouldn't think they'd come into the town.
I don't know about you, but I have this feeling as if it looked into my very soul.
They can do that, but not from that distance.
You're so humorous. Is that like a sign of something?
It's been a weird day. Hard to say, but it was a bit unnerving.
Hmm.
As
I don't know if I would have wanted to tell.
you each take a long rest. Whatever is morning in Icewind Dale comes, and you're woken to the sound of a shrill scream carrying out not just in the vicinity of where whatever this event occurred, but throughout the whole of Bremen. You can hear the sound of a woman screaming before, as you all stir, you hear footsteps, murmurs, conversation, more screaming happening on the streets below.
Jeez, that's a morning to wake up to.
Can't we just get a good night's sleep? What a racket. What's the hullabaloo all about?
Probably some lasses woken up to find another lass of the bloke out in the front porch or something. It's probably nothing. Let's have a feed and we'll go find the rest of them. Boz starts preparing a sweet potato frittata.
Ooh, that's a slip of the tongue. You're not Buzz.
Boz,
You're
no,
Tolman.
Tolman. Drink enough Ducati wine, you'll be anyone you want. Tolman starts preparing a sweet potato frittata. It's very tasty, and both Jurgen and Tolman feel very full for the day.
Boz starts preparing mushrooms and other assorted fungi.
The trap.
I'm going to put on my armor and probably go investigate what their sounds, screeches are coming from. I'm curious.
It does sound a bit persistent and urgent.
Grikov has to go and check on our spawn. But he said that he wants to go out and check if the screams have anything to do with the wolf footprints, possibly, and do some tracking.
Okay, I'll get to yours in a second there, Zane. If Graykoff can give me a nature check, survival check. Sorry, that's the one.
Survival for checking, yeah. I'm going to do that. He gets really shit. He gets a 9. I think
Yeah. With the snow that had fallen overnight, it's hard to tell exactly where those tracks come and go, or where they are at all. What? And Nick, so you're headed downstairs in the main area of the Buried Treasures Inn.
Yep. When I walk past probably Beatrice and Greycov's room, I'd probably go, "You guys coming as well? Did you guys hear that scream?"
had we already gone by that point?
I imagine you guys are kind of downstairs as well, or in just out in front of the house of the inn.
All right. In that case, I'll just do it just as I see him, basically.
Yes, no, we heard the screaming. Did you happen to see like a wolf last night as well?
I did actually. I thought a bit odd that a wolf would be entering the town, but I figured it could have been maybe someone's pet, so I didn't really think of it too much.
Yes, Greykov thought it was odd as well.
But now they're screaming. I think we should probably investigate.
Is it still going?
Oh yeah, you can hear screaming. There's hurried footsteps. You're starting to hear even people like murmuring the name. Osvaramus.
What's the tone of the scream? The screaming can come in like so many different like delightful tones. Is it like baleful mourning? Is it screeching? Is it sorrow? Is it anger? Anguish?
You hear most of those things. You hear like horror. So the first scream you guys heard was all horror. Like, I'm not going to try and emulate it, but it's a scream of horror.
Damn.
Then,
Hold on, I want to hear it. We used to hear the NutriBullet in the background. I want to hear the scream of horror.
I'm not doing
Jez, we have a podcast now. Do it for the people on the podcast.
Go and get Mrs. DM and see if she'll scream in the background.
It's not worth me failing a death save, so it's not going to happen.
Alternatively, stick your finger in the NutriBullet and turn it on, and I think you'll get the right sound.
Probably. So apart from those screams of horror, you start to also hear screams of sadness and sobbing start to come through as you draw closer.
Perhaps someone has died. Maybe someone got mauled by that wolf.
Maybe. Or maybe it took someone's baby.
Oh, yes, I have heard that canine creatures do like to steal babies.
Yeah, some island far to the south, but they call them like dingoes or something.
So as the three of you are casually walking up the street towards the source of this commotion, there are people running past you. You can see some of them already have blood on their hands as they run back from the direction you are heading to. Others are heading off, bringing towels or materials to try and help or bring whatever they can. Some are trying to bring hot water or fresh water and just anything they can think of to try and do anything at all. But as you...
Well, they seem quite desperate. Maybe we should pick up the pace.
Yeah, let's hurry up a little bit. Do we get there?
You get this? Yes, you reach the point where what you see is a small crowd of about 30 to 40 people surrounding this alleyway. And beyond that, in this alleyway, now with some semblance of light on it, you see two walls of a house that sits next to each other. The space between it is about 10 feet. In the middle of that, now hung, is Osvaramus. There are 25 odd different icicles piercing out from the sides of these walls. These walls are covered in frost, just pierced through him in every angle. He's not able to support himself. His legs are hanging limp. His head hangs limp. And,
Jeez, that's a way to go.
Greykov is proficient in medicine and also survival-y things, so I think he'd probably try and maybe with present of intimidation, force his way through and like maybe do a medicine check or something, like just to see, like, is there a pulse? Obviously, there's probably not going to be, but just to confirm, to maybe like.
Okay, yeah, give me a medicine check.
That would be garbage. That would be a 7. Yeah, Greykov thinks he might still be alive. I don't know.
Apart from his skin feeling quite cold,
Greykov.
anything's possible.
This could still be beaten.
Greykov.
We could be.
Greykov found where else he's gone limp.
One woman nearby you, Beatrice, she just sees you because you're with Greykov and Greykov's headed in to see what's going on. She just grabs hold of your sleeve and she starts sobbing. He was such a good friend.
Yes, I'm sure he was. So you just did a medicine check, and you think he still might possibly be alive. He's very clearly dead. You rolled really bad.
I rolled really bad.
You rolled really bad. Right, okay. Yes, a good friend, but now in not so good a state. Why don't we see if we can try and get him down?
Well, I can do that. Can I just lift him up and just break him off the ice, or what?
Maybe some finesse possibly might be more. They're very distressed. They might not care for that. Maybe I will try and do a gentle burning hands to go like a. If it's possible, it might not be, but to direct the flame onto the ice that's attached to the walls to at least break him off on both sides so that he can sort of just be laid to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you could potentially hold one side and you the other, and then let's blowtorch this kind of section and the other, and it will be able to be laid down. At least then he's not hanging like some kind of dejected religious figure.
Is just regarding the day on which we shouldn't light fires, is that include the day or is it just night?
I don't know. I don't live here.
I assume just night.
Are there locals around?
Oh, there's heaps of locals around. So one of them's hanging off Beatrice's arm, just in anguish.
I just give her a vigorous shake until she's paying attention to me.
Did you know him? Did you know him as well?
Briefly, but let's focus for a second. If I use fire magic now, is that going to be the same thing that brings all the wrath at night time, or is now okay?
No. It's just sacrifice of warmth that's on the night of the new moon. The daytime's still okay.
That's as soon as that, I just sort of brush her off and then go set about doing the thing.
She watches as you do this, and she's quite amazed by the whole ordeal. Obviously, with the horrific sight in front of her, but seeing you both sort of just swoop in and take control of the situation, she just takes a step back and watches. But as things start to melt away, she does call out, "Oh, do be careful with him." And she turns and...
This is as delicate as the whole thing gets. It's already dead. It's not going to make any difference.
Tolbin and Jorgen, you guys just chilling having a meal of carrot stew?
Yeah. While we've been having this meal, I've actually summoned my carrot familiar, and I'm just, kind of introducing Jürgen to the fact that there is a carrot that walks and makes little gurgling sounds, and he doesn't understand why I eat so many carrots, but I also have a carrot friend, so yes,
it's confusing.
It's confusing. The carrot doesn't seem to worry about the fact that we're eating a lot of carrots.
He's all there for it.
I've seen some shit in my time, and this is right up there in terms of the weird stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, edible, constant supply of edible carrots.
Yeah. Look, Tolbin sees the judging stares. He doesn't care. It's fine.
The woman next to you, Beatrice, as you brush her off, she turns and just sort of takes a breath and "Oh, Impa, and she runs down the street 2 houses down to bring Impa out.
Maybe wait until we just hold.
What?
Just,
She needs to know.
yes, I am perfectly aware that the wife of the dead man needs to know. But if the first shock you saw was your spouse being impaled by a whole bunch of ice spikes, when you hadn't covered them up a little bit to gradually expose them to the horror, the whole thing might send her into hysterics, and then she'll be no use to her children. So just
I suppose you're right.
perhaps Tolban would be better suited to deliver that kind of news, because they were so intimately acquainted. Not like as in sexual intimate, I mean like friendly intimate, I assume.
I don't know. I think it's getting pretty close to that.
I don't know. I don't care to presume. Anyway.
I'm presuming.
Does anyone know where he lives?
You, woman, who wishes to rush off and do things, go find Tolban and bring him here.
Tolban?
Yes. The carrot man.
Okay. I'll be right back. And you see her head off in the same direction, but just further up the street till she finds Tolban's house, knocks on the door with urgency. Tolban, are you in? Are you in, Tolban?
So anyway, that's why I said Orange Bob Carrot Pants. It's a great name. Anyway, if you see him around, don't be worried. He's, he looks a little bit funky, but he's all good. Give me a second. Let's see who's at the door. Probably another one of those.
You should probably get that.
Yeah.
Is there no chill in this town? Like, between the screaming this morning and now the fucking knocking, it's been a rough day.
The amount of snow we have, you'd think we'd have more chill, right? That's a snow pun. Alright. Well, Jurgen's looking behind him at one of the other animals in the game, and anyway, I'll go and answer the door with the incessant knocking.
Tolban, you need to come. It's Boz. It's not good. You need to
What do you
come.
mean it's not good?
Yes, it's just you need to come and see. Boz is dead.
He's what?
Her shoulders drop as she takes a step back and sort of points down the street. And you can see maybe 150 feet or so away, just a crowd congregating. He's down there. It's horrific, Boz. Come.
Boz takes off.
Tolban, you're Tolban.
It's been a long night for Tolban. When he put Jurgen to bed, he might have gone and he's got a drinking problem. Let's be fair. Tolban takes off down the road towards the crowd, carrot in tow.
Okay. I suppose Jorgen's coming with you.
Yeah, Jurgen would follow along. He's pretty fast. He'll easily keep up. Yeah.
Okay.
Boz is like a hefty waddle.
Tolban.
Maybe the speaker wasn't the only one affected by the things going on at the moment. Maybe Tolban was also affected. Yeah. Tolban heads to the crowd and just starts, using his heft to push people out of the way. Get out of the way! What's... Just moves in close to the body. Is the body melted off the spikes now? He's on the ground. Is that what Beak just did?
I think by now you guys have managed to melt enough icicles off one side, given there's about 15 on one side. You're probably halfway through the other side, so it's getting to the point where he's still held upright, but you can see it's starting to move.
Boz's body is kind of hanging there, and Tolban just gently kind of just takes the weight of it and just kind of brings it down to the ground. and just puts it down and carefully relaxes it. And just kind of lays it onto the ground and just falls to his knees next to the body. It's like, not like this, boss. Not like this. Buzz's body's like got some holes through it, just like solid holes. Is that what he's seeing now?
With the icicles that are still like protruding from Boz's body all over the place. I mean, the ends of them have been melted, the thicker ends, but he's still got ice spikes through him all over the place. They're just a little bit smaller than they were before. All the blood that is coming out was coming out of his mouth and it was on the ground is now all frozen.
Just kind of cradles Boz's body into his bosom a little bit, and kind of you hear a muffled sob. Those around just hear one kind of muffled sob. But as Tolwyn kind of lays the body back down, he's a little bit distraught. Turns around really quickly and he's like,
Jorgen will quietly comfort. Not going to say anything. Just.
Boz has seen a bit of death in his family. His wife, he cradled her body. Her charred remains, now Boz's frozen-ish remains. He's going to turn around quite angry. What happened? Who saw this? Who found him? What? Tell me.
The same. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, everyone here is very distressed. You yelling at them's not going to help their memories. I understand you're upset, but you need to stop.
I'll stop when I know what happened. Okay,
well, this is not going to be helpful. What I brought you, I sent her to go get you because Impa still does not know.
Oh.
So this is not going to be helpful for Impa, and it's not going to be helpful for those children.
I somewhat agree.
Has no one's been to her yet?
No, because we just...
I wanted to, but she stopped me. She said I should go and get you, Tolwyn, first.
I'll
it
go
also
and see.
bought me time to get him down. No one should have to see their spouse like this.
Tolwyn.
Someone move the crowds back. Someone move the people back.
All right, people, let's go. Come on, back up. Let's give us some room.
I'll come with you and I'll entertain the kids and you break the news to Impa.
Shall we move him somewhere else so he's not in an alley in the snow?
Don't move him. It's a murder scene. If we move the body, there's going to be dramas. Has anyone really investigated what happened to him? Did the spikes kill him? Is he poisoned?
As far as we can see, it looks like the spikes killed him. But we haven't done much anything else other than the obvious.
Alright. I'll go and speak to Impa. Maybe you guys can investigate the body a little bit further.
That's probably not a bad idea.
I won't bring her back. I'll keep her, get Jurgen, and we'll keep the kids busy. And there's no use her coming down here and screaming over the body.
That's okay. I'll bring his body maybe back to hers. Maybe we can find a gravesite or something to bury him.
But let's just work out what killed him first, and we'll go from there.
You hear a door open a little bit behind you all, and a voice comes out of it. It's like, Link, Zelda, we're not ready to go yet. Get back inside. We'll be out there soon. Not just yet. And the door closes again.
DM, before we go too far, do the spikes look very much like the same style that the monsters from last week when they exploded, and that sort of shrapnel Does it look like that we might make an assumption based on similarity, or is it like a proper? It's a different style.
You can give me either a nature check or a history check. It's up to you. If you're trying to ascertain whether they are just straight up frozen water or if there's something else from the previous night.
Whilst that's happening, can I investigate for anything unusual?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, hearing Tolvin say like, "Oh, find out who did this, what did this."
So good.
I will. I wasn't here when I did the first survival check, but can I kind of put my memory together of where I saw the wolf last night, and then maybe go for a little bit more of a walk, like out of town to where I thought I saw it, and kind of look for some more tracks out there?
Yes. So run it up by me again. You're trying to track down where.
Are you metagaming there, or?
No, well, I got like a 25, natural 20 on my perception check for the wolf last night, and then I was seeing.
How would you make that connection?
Well, what?
Between like what happened here and that wolf, apart from it, like.
Well, that was a pretty odd thing to see, and yeah, I don't know. Because didn't I look for tracks already?
Yeah, you failed.
And just didn't see anything.
You look for tracks out the front of the, like near and around the front of the inn, right?
Okay.
Is that right, or were you looking for tracks at this murder scene?
Well, when I saw the wolf last night and I saw that it was kind of in the proximity of the town, and then there was some screaming in the morning, I was putting two and two together in a way.
Well, using that natural 20 roll before, I'll carry that forward to like look for footprints around the scene of where the body lies now. You do see the remains of some, I guess, dog, wolf type footprints. Some of them are fairly mashed together with footprints of a boot as well. As they start to trail off outside of the town, because there's less roof cover over out that way, the track gets harder and harder to follow.
I'm going for a quick walk, everyone. Can I follow them as far as I can? If I do, like, I can do another fresh survival, or just go with the 9 that I got.
You rolled a survival check. Yep.
Like previously.
Yeah, with that 9, now that you're closer there, yeah, you get maybe up some of the banks or the of snow, maybe 30 feet away from between where you found this body and where you saw the wolf. Before the tracks sort of disappear, the snow gets too soft and it disappears.
I'll just stare out into the wilderness like Billy from Predator. Like, there's something in those trees. I'll just stare out there for a little bit. What's with Draco? For about that long.
Okay, and Zane, you're giving me a investigation check, right?
And I rolled an 11. Not that great.
Yeah, you see 2 things. Firstly, you see scattered around on the ground 3 different blueberries, solid frozen, which seems a strange place to see blueberries.
Indeed.
You also take a closer look at Boz and all this scarf out of his mouth. It comes out a long way. It's pretty jam-packed. And the parts of it that are not soaked in blood are made of a deep green color with gold filigree. Almost like you can imagine what sparkling sunlight on a warm spring day might look like if it was a piece of cloth.
Damn. Hey, Beatrice, get over here. Have a look at this.
It's not really reusable if you were thinking of using it as a fashion accessory.
Well, no, I just found it in Boz's mouth.
Ew. Is that some kind of message? Like, shut the fuck up or something. I don't know. I shall stifle you in your presence. I don't know.
It seems odd to me.
I don't know.
Maybe it was
I
just
would
talking their ear off.
Maybe.
Beatrice, as you're having a bit of a closer look at this material, it looks very familiar to you. Again, the pieces that are not covered in blood, the green, that jade green looks familiar to you. The gold reminds you of home.
Yes, this interesting. This cloth is a long way from home. You know, back in the olden days, I was quite wealthy and spent some time in trade circles, I suppose you could call it. This is from, oddly, like, somewhere that's definitely not icy. Weird. I tried to do an Arcana roll earlier, but I rolled an 8, so...
Hard to tell. If you're looking for the presence of magic, yeah, it would have been washed away by now.
Yep. I'm going to... Do you mind if I, Zane, my good chum, do you mind if I hold on to that just, you know, for, like, noting evidence and see if I can see anything? Sometimes there's messages in the filigree. Sometimes there's not, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt to examine it over a longer period of time. Maybe once it can be laundered or something.
You hear the same door open again, 20 feet behind you all. And the voice calls out, Okay, it's time to go. Let's go, come on. As
I step out to see the kids and be like, "It's Uncle Jorgen."
Too soon.
And with that,
But
we
also
will
just like trying to use my body to shield the view.
Okay. With that fantastic dancing tabaxi, we will take a 10-minute break.
Cool.
Back in 10, y'all.
Dancing to
Don't forget,
the
there is a giveaway running. # giveaway to enter. So I'm going to put it up again. This fantastic set of dice from our fantastic sponsors, Behold Games. Let me put that link in there as well. Please go and buy stuff from Behold Games because they're amazing. Local business, do awesome things, and give this opportunity to give some lucky winner these fantastic blue, what are they called again? Blue glacial dice or something. Sorry, they look phenomenal. They fit the Frostmaiden setting. Click-clacks, that's the one. And we will be back in 10 minutes.